Okay, you guys ready for some time remapping? Here we go. Okay, time remapping. What is time remapping? It's a process of keyframing in order to create variable speeds and speed transitions within a single clip. So far, we've only been able to do a constant speed change on an entire clip. So the entire clip was one speed, right? We were either speeding it up or slowing it down, and it was a constant speed. But how about if we want some variable speed and also some transitioning between speeds, so that the speed will gradually, if you have part of your clip going fast, part of your clip going slow, there's a nice bridge between the fast and the slow, a nice transition between them. The following steps for time remapping are here. The first step, we're gonna click the keyframing property drop down menu on the clip of choice in the timeline, which looks like this. But first, let's find in Premiere, we're gonna find our time remap sequence. So in the project panel, I have a sequence titled time remap. Notice when I reset my workspace, it got rid of the other open sequences that were on the timeline. So I'm going to just double click on time remap sequence so it opens up and becomes active on the timeline. So what do I have here? Also, you can zoom out or zoom in by dragging on the little handles on the bottom of the timeline. You can use plus to zoom in, minus to zoom out. You can use the slash key above the return key to just extend your clips as far as to fit in your timeline that you have open here. So what do we have here? We've got some bikers, and it's all just normal speed, just like that, normal speed bikers. And what's our assignment? We want to, in the instructions for time remap, we're going to be using our lecture 11, which is right here, to refer to the steps on time remapping. In the time remap sequence, we're going to add at least 2 keyframes to this clip that we have here, Bike Cable Shot 2 clip on the timeline. We're going to create parts of the clip in fast motion and other parts in slow motion. Then, to create a nice transition between speeds, we're gonna do something that's different with keyframing, splitting keyframes. So we're gonna split at least one of the keyframes to create a transition between different speeds within the clip. So there we go. So let's try it. I'm gonna refer to lecture 11. So the first step in time remapping is to select the clip, and then we're going to go to the effects button in the clip, and we're going to go to time remapping and click speed to turn on keyframing for time remapping in the clip. So this is how we do it. We go to the little, see the clip here? We go to the effects button. You can right click on it. See that little button that says FX? You right click on it, and then you have these options. And this time we're not going to do opacity. We're going to do mouse over time remapping and click on speed. Everyone there? Now we also need to stretch the height of the video track. So see the line up just above the video 1 track? You want to mouse over it so you get the double-sided arrows and stretch upwards so that we can actually see our keyframe button, the add remove keyframe button. So that you can use that. You don't have to use that. You could just hold down Command and hover over. This is the what we call a rubber band. if you command click, you can add keyframes that way. See how when I mouse over the band and I hold the command key, I'll get a arrow with a plus. That means I could click anywhere to add keyframes. Or you can put your playhead in a specific spot and click the add remove keyframe button to add keyframes. So let's just look at the next step though in the instructions. So these instructions are saying mouse over the time remapping and select speed, which we did already. We selected speed. Then add keyframes to various points in the clip by either command clicking the band. Actually, it's not yellow anymore. Sorry, it's just white band now. Or selecting the clip, positioning the playhead, and clicking the add remove keyframe button on the track of the timeline. So I showed you those two methods. And we will follow the step 4 after we add keyframes. So in the assignment instructions, it says to add at least 2 keyframes to the clip. So let's try that now. So there's the band. So one way I said to do it is to command click. So command click, that adds a keyframe. Or let me go to a different location. And also you might want to think about where you're putting your keyframes, because what's going to happen is you're going to break wherever you have a keyframe is designating a section. So this first section, I can either speed it up or slow it down. And then where I put my next keyframe is gonna break the clip up into 2 more sections. So if I wanted him to slow down, if I want the biker to slow down just as he is getting up to the top of the hill, jumping on the jump, then maybe that's where I want, I want to set the keyframe just before he jumps, perhaps. So you can decide where you want it to be. So I'm going to then, instead of command clicking like I did before, this time I have my playhead where I want it, and I'm going to just click the add remove keyframe button, and that's another way to add a keyframe. So notice how you can select keyframes. See, when you click on them, they turn blue. That means they're selected. So now I have these 3 areas, 1, 2, 3, where I can change the speed in each of these areas that are set apart by the keyframes. Okay, so then the next step after you, in lecture 11, after you add the keyframes, then, so step 4, once the keyframes are added, you drag the band between the keyframes either upward to speed up a section, or you drag the band downward to slow down a section of the clip. So in Premiere, if I wanted the beginning part to be fast, how should I drag? So I hover over the band. If I want it to be fast, which way should I drag it? Up. So I drag up. See how it's shortening the beginning section? It got shorter. The band is higher than the other band here. So now they're going faster, right? Now,
except you lose your sound.
Yeah, that's the only problem with time remapping, is that the sound doesn't come with it. It gets out of sync. I'm not sure if you can do time remapping on sound. Nope, they don't give you that option. Maybe in a later update of Premiere, time remapping can be something that can go along with the sound too. But yeah, the sound is going to get out of sync. So that's the only problem. Or if I want to go slow at the beginning, maybe I change my mind. I want to go slow, so I drag down. And see the percentage? It's telling me the percentage that I'm changing the speed. It's going down to 70%, 47%. So now I slowed these guys down at the beginning, and now it's normal. And then, how about the last clip? I want to no, actually, never mind. I changed my mind. I want to speed up. I want to speed up the second section. So to speed up, I drag up. So now they're going fast in the second section. So I'm dragging upwards, and you see the percentage. It's getting higher. So it's getting closer to doubling the speed. So slow, then fast, then then I want to go slow again. Right here. So for the last section, I want to drag down to make it go slow on the jump. So fast and, oh wow, I went too far down. If you go too far down, it might make them stop. Let's see, fast and slow. And you can do more if you want, because I kind of feel like wanting to make them speed up at the end. So I can command click here. And then at the end, maybe I want to speed them up, so I drag up higher. So down and speed. Okay? So did you guys try that? There's one more step, and that's the splitting keyframes step, which will give you those smooth transitions. Because right now, all the speeds are constant, right? It's all in one clip, but this speed is a constant speed that's slow. This is a constant speed that's fast, and then slow again, constant speed, and then at the end fast. But the speeds are fast. The speeds are constant. Now, how do we get a nice slope transitioning from slow to fast? Want to see? To do that, you select your keyframe, and then you drag them apart. Let me click on one side. Then see how I'm splitting it? I'm dragging it apart now. So this is one keyframe that's split now, and now there's this slope. So it's transitioning gradually from slow to fast, because I have a slope happening now where you split the keyframes. So you can click on a keyframe and drag apart to split. Now there's a slope going down, and then drag apart. Now there's a slope going up. So now I have a sloping going on with my keyframing. I still have how many keyframes here? One. This is one. They're just split. This is 2, and this is 3. It's the same number of keyframes. They're just split open to create a nice gradual transitioning. So now let's just look at how that looks. The transitioning is much more gradual now. All right,
More
so
smooth.
try that. What was that?
More smooth.
Smooths it out so it's not suddenly changing from slow to fast or fast to slow. So try that out. You can also select the keyframes once they are split, and you can then drag on this little gadget here. Let's see if I drag on it. Actually, just go ahead and try that out, and then I'll get back to that in just a moment.